September 25th. I would consider this a box play move, and I'll go over the reason why. And yeah, let's get into it. All right. So first, again, these are 5-minute candles with 30-minute overlays, and I will be talking in Central Time. So those are important elements in this type of trading with ATR strategies. So you had a gap down, and real quickly it recovered, and you are now above the bull or bear pivot. So more you hover right here without actually dropping and consolidating below, more likely you're going to probably fill the gap, and then you can see that it did. So this was 5, 10, first 15 minutes, it actually filled the gap. Could not get above, and this was the first 30-minute candle, and then you can see that they gave it all back the next 30 minutes. So then you have the first hour where you still have never broken out of this box. So after the first hour, I always assume that if you haven't broken out, then the likelihood is you're probably going to fill the box, which would be to the bull pivot. And sure enough, what we end up doing is, you see we have a little double bottom in the next 30 minutes, and then it yanked at 10 o'clock and shot all the way up for this 30-minute candle, and it filled the box. So now that 10:30 is hit, European session has closed, and so you probably have less momentum, less buyers at the table buyers and sellers. So my assumption is going to be we're going to stay in this box for the day until proven otherwise. So the rules are levels are support or resistance until proven otherwise. So you can see right here it consolidated, came back up, and this was between 11 and 12. This was the morning session and still cannot break above. So again, if you see this and it goes right here, you want to short it unless until proven otherwise. So a lot of times this is 5, 10, 15 minutes right here. You'll see that's why I like Renko charts is it'll pop above, but the moment it comes back below, and this is when you want to get in right here and then shoot for right here. So this right here would have been let's see, the 60 or like 70 area to 40 or 30 area. So I like to, a lot of these moves right here, about 50 points between the previous day close in a bull or bear pivot, and then everything in between one of the bull or bear pivots and mid-range is about 100 points. So they're both really nice to play because what you want to do is you want to compartmentalize and segment. You can make just as much money on box days than any other day. The reason why is because if you can recognize it, then you have this move, this move, this move, this move, and then back down into this move. So you just have to play the waves. So now that is the morning session. You can sort of recognize this. Again, the first hour you're not breaking any new lows. So if you draw a line, you can see that this is consolidation. This is a consolidation pattern. So now here is your breakout. When it breaks out, it's picked a direction, it's found support, so it has to go somewhere, and this is where you would go. So this is pretty standard textbook, of a consolidation, and this is above the bear pivot. So let's go into the afternoon session. Now that you have that information in the morning, if you weren't able to play the morning and you're doing the afternoon, great. If you're able to do both, great. So right here, I'll move this, and so we are just compartmentalizing and not worrying about what's happening in the previous session. So right here at 12, you have not made new highs, or at 12:30 making new highs. So that's telling me that, again, we're range bound for the day. So if you're range bound, then you only really want to be getting in at certain key levels. So you can see right here, you could have shorted and then came all the way down here. Now, granted, you're not having these big moves like this because you're in a pinned position on this box play. So things do take a little while to unfold. So see, once it comes down here, it's also VWAP. You can probably have a high probability of then going long, you go long. I mean, here you have 20, 30 points. That's really good, especially with 1 or 2 contracts. And you're going to chop in between. And the moment you fell right here, you could have gone short and then have your stop. The moment you get stopped out is now I'd say look below of a level and fail. So now you could have, there's a high probability that now it's going to go from this pivot to this pivot by the end of the day. And sure enough, what does it do? It comes down, retests VWAP. You could have got an entry right here, risk down below here, and you would have had another 50 points right there. And this all happened, yes, in a span of about 30 minutes to an hour. So that was today's session. This is considered a box play. Understand the rules and trade safe.